What is up, guys? Welcome back to Friday the 14th podcast, UHD, also known as underrated horror discoveries. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. I feel like it's been a little while.
Underrated.
Underrated. And today's movie pick is your choice one.
It was my choice, man. Today we're talking about random acts of violence, and you know what? I didn't know how this was gonna go, but after the rewatch, I'm a little excited to see what you think about
Yeah,
it.
should
So
be a should be a good one. Uh, Unfortunately, we missed you in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre review.
I know
We
I'm
did.
super disappointed. I really was looking forward to talking to you guys about that movie, and I'm halfway through the episode. It's been such a busy few weeks at work. But you know what? I can't wait to finish it. But I'm also like a little torn in between what you guys really think about it. So
Torn.
yeah, just a little bit.
Mm.
But I'm excited about today, and I'm excited about yeah, what your thoughts are on this movie.
And
Because
it's what
you guys started out doing a bunch of Shutter movies, right?
um
Just Shutter exclusives.
I'm trying to think back in the earlier seasons. Well,
Because
I
you guys
mean,
have done a lot of them.
I feel like season two is when we jumped in like Shutter. Whenever I jumped on, yeah, we did Haunt. I believe Mayhem was one of the
Mayhem
Shutter
was a good one.
exclusives,
Yeah, that episode actually made me go out and want to buy Mayhem.
and then Summer of '84. Uh,
What about Monster House? Isn't or Monster Party? Was that a Shutter movie?
I
Did you guys
believe
do that?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the return of the Shutter movie. A lot of
So
the Shutter movies are underrated.
I think so. I think a lot of them are. So I think hopefully this one will be fun. But what do you think, man? I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, did you for some of the people who tune in just to UHD, do you think they should just go back and listen to the episode, or do you want to give them a few quick thoughts on what you thought about the movie? Because I know it was my idea. Like I wanted to really talk about it, so I'm kind of like upset that I wasn't able to be there.
um, let's see. I was planning on had we been able to do like a hangout like live stream. I think last week. I think I
Yeah,
wanted to doing. I was kind of that's what I kind of wanted to throw in to like give you like kind of your moment and not really you kind of talk over Texas Massacre what you thought about it and whatnot.
we can do
But
that now, or we can do that Friday, or whatever you have planned. What do you want to do?
oh, so Friday I'm gonna watch Batman.
I'm seeing it on Friday morning, so I'm actually cutting out of work early Friday, and I'm gonna go see it like at 10 o'clock in the morning.
But I mean, let's see. I don't know without giving too much. uh, I would just say it was enjoyable if you're a casual fan. I mean, it's on Netflix. I recommend you are interested in seeing the movie, watch that, and then tune in to see mine and Fuentes' thoughts on the movie.
Go check it out, man. It was
And then maybe sometime in a month when me and Juan do another live stream hangout, we can probably dissect it. Or if
yeah,
there's another movie.
or I don't know if another Texas Chainsaw Massacre might be underrated, but maybe it could come to the underrated part of the show. I know a lot of people trash on the one with Matthew McConaughey.
I hear that one's the worst. Um,
we might have to we might have to talk about it.
oh, I got it's kind of a pointless stalling moment here, but got another Michael Myers cup
Yes.
from Spencer's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually just showing this off because I wanted to lead into that. You know what else has a cool cup that's out for sale?
Is it the Batman?
Well, I have that one, but I'm referring to the Cinema Movie Podcast cup
Oh,
or
my
the
cup.
the
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah. Our cup. I don't have it like physically on me right now.
Mm.
But yeah, we have a cup, a mug. You guys can, if you want to dabble into a little bit of the stainless steel mug, you can go check it out. It's on the Facebook page. uh, Facebook.com/the Cinema New Podcast. It's in our shop. Did you know you can actually have a shop on Instagram, but you have to pay for the shop to be on Instagram?
I knew about stuff being sold on Instagram. I just didn't know how that
Yeah,
worked out.
yeah. Thanks for the plug, man. But but
the,
but
the
yeah,
plug
the plug works. But
the
yeah,
plug is actually for me, to be honest.
yeah.
I
You want a mug?
want a mug. I just don't have the money at the moment.
We'll send it out. We'll send it out as a gift.
A
We'll reach.
gift?
Yeah, we'll reach it on. Not one of those like GIFs either. A GIF, one of
A
those.
gift? gift?
But yeah, we'll have to send out some mugs.
And a free autograph.
Um, but yeah, it's been insane. So
Do you want to jump right into the movie, or
yeah, let's dig into it. I kind of miss being on here, man. It's been too long. Um, but like Nick said, we're talking about the random acts of violence today. Um, a Shutter exclusive. A pair of comic book writers begin to notice scary similarities between the character they created and real life horrific events. Uh, Jump into the cast. Um, what did you think of the cast before we get ready? But while I get ready
before you're
to
pulling him up?
pull them on,
I like I'm ready to forget her name.
Jordana Brewster.
Jordan Rooster. It's fun seeing her in a horror movie again. Jay Baruchel. So wanted to see what he was gonna do since he's directing it, or right, directing, producing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he directed the
uh,
film.
yeah, he directed. How does that look?
All right, we're looking good right now.
All right. Um,
Jesse
so
Williams.
yeah, stars Jesse Williams as Todd, Jay Baruchel as Urza. Jordana Brewster plays Kathy. Liam Wilson plays Aurora. Simon Northwood plays the man, Becky Lynch. And then,
Becky Lynch.
and then Clark Backo plays Todd's mother, and Isaiah Rockcliffe plays young Todd. And then you have some of the other well-known, not so known, smaller cast, but they're pretty much the victims. So yeah, since we get to look at the cast, Jay Baruchel is mostly known for his comedy movies, his comedy roles. When I first watched this, it's actually what made me pick it up and buy it. I saw that it was directed by him, and then I was like, I got to see this, and plus he's starring in it. So, what did you think of the cast?
The cast, I think it was a pretty good choice of people. I mean, it's not a blockbuster film. So you can't get all the A-listers, but for the faces of the guy, I think it works. Jesse Williams, have you seen any other of his work?
I've seen him in Grey's Anatomy. I know that's what he's mainly known for, and I think
Yeah,
that's the only stuff I've seen him in.
I was trying to look up what he was known for, and the first one of the first things that pops up is Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. He was in The Cabin in the Woods. He's also in Brooklyn's Finest, which is honestly a pretty good movie. I can't remember how big of a role he has in that movie. But yeah, he's basically just known for Grey's Anatomy, which he does do really, really well in that show. Jordana Brewster, who has a lot of ties to horror movies. She was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. She got one of her first starts in The Faculty. And then she's also known for playing Dom's sister, Mia, in the Fast and Furious franchises. She's throughout that whole franchise. She's coming back for the next one. So she's a pretty big time actress, man. And for her to be in this movie, like, I think it kind of helped it out. What do you think?
Yeah, you want to bring in the star power. You want to bring in the eye candy. You want to bring in the extra. Just hearing that the Texas Massacre movie and her being horror movies, uh, I think that'd be another like a given movie we should review down the road since you did. You wasn't that the movie you wanted to suggest? That wasn't this one, but it.
The beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw the beginning. That was I wanted to talk about that one before the 22 one. I was like, 22 would also be pretty cool because you guys have an episode coming out right after. But yeah, I think that's a everybody really talks about the original Texas Chainsaw and then the one with Jessica Biel. A lot of people put that up there with the original, but I think the beginning kind of gets lost in the shuffle there. You know, what do you think?
Beginning. Honestly, I mean, I haven't seen every Texas Massacre movie, so I'm still at that moment like,
This might be the first time for
I
you.
need. Uh, I think I still need to see part two of Texas Massacre and three. Then let
And then Next Generation
yeah, that
is
one.
four, and
I think
then
from there up, I've seen all the other ones and the original, of course. But
that's
yeah,
getting a 4K release this year.
the original one.
Yeah, it
I've
looks
been
pretty good.
I've been wanting to because I had the remake and the the beginning on DVD. I've been wanting to get them like on Blu-ray and stuff. And I was looking like online for like the original one. Because I had the steelbook ones. I was like, should I pull the trigger on the Blu-ray or should I wait till a 4K release pops up? I was like, I'm pretty sure one's coming around the corner.
I have the 4K or not. I have the Blu-ray steelbook of the original, but it's supposedly remastered in a 4K scale, but it still kind of looks atrocious. Like there's so much film grain and it's just not cleaned up very well. But a lot of people like film grain in those older horror movies. So not me. If it's got the word 4K or 4K scan, like it better be fucking well cleaned up. You know what I mean?
I forgot what movie I was watching that I saw a lot of green in it. I was like, God damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
um,
But you'd be surprised, man. A lot of people dig the grain, but I'm like, if I'm spending top dollar on Blu-ray, like clean this shit up.
I want that clarity.
Um. So, what did you? I mean, we talked about the snaps or the synopsis and the. You can watch this, I guess, on AMC Plus, and then obviously it's on Shutter. Um. What do you think? Was this your first time watching it? Do you want to get into it a little bit, or do you want to give some of the other stuff away?
Um, so this was a first time watch for me. Uh, I did indeed watch it on Shutter. That was close to actually buying it online, just have a physical copy, but I didn't go that route.
It's pretty cheap. I don't know how much it is online, but I know brand new. I only paid like $10 for it.
I think Walmart online you can get it for yeah around there that price range. But I think at the moment I was already running low on money, so I was like, oh, should I get the Blu-ray or should I just go on Shutter? So at the time Shutter I didn't have the account. Um, it's like all right.
Um, it's a big budget compared to the last movie we talked about 2 weeks ago. We talked about The Stream, which was a $3,000 budget. This one's got a $3.5 million budget, so a little bit bigger budget. Um, a lot of people trash on this movie. I don't know about you, but IMDb has it like they're giving it a 5. Rotten Tomatoes barely has it at 50%. What do you think, man? Do you think that's too harsh?
Out of 10, right? Okay.
IMDb, yeah,
Well,
they got
obviously
it
it's a five out
a
of five.
5 out of 10.
uh,
And then the meta score is 39%.
30%. 50, 20 out of 10. I mean, since we're going that direction, I'll go and give my rating. Let's see. So I thought about it for a little bit. I feel like my realistic rating will be A 3.
A 3?
I feel like the generous rating, just for the concept, would be a 3.5. Yeah,
Nice.
at the race. What you got for
I'm gonna do the exact same. I'm gonna give it a 3.
a 3 out of
Um,
5?
yeah,
Mm.
3 out of 5. I
Nice.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? I'll go first. Um, I didn't think this movie was worse than a 3. I wanted it to be better than a 3. Um, I like I said, it's only the second time I watched it. I bought it the first time, watched it a few years ago, and this was the year of the pandemic, right smack dab in the middle of 2020 when I purchased it. So I was like, oh, a lot of these movies are gonna just end up coming out all over the place because the smaller budget movies still have to make release no matter what. So um, these movies were coming a lot easier to find. But I realized on the second time around the watch was the ending wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be. I felt like he got closure, and we'll get into a little bit later. But I gotta appreciate the practical effects, all the makeup, the blood, the gore. The story was completely different. You'd really never heard a story of comic writers getting horrific stuff happening to them because somebody's following their comic. Um, yeah, they probably took a little bit of like Scream, because that's what Scream is kind of about. People taking horror movies to the extreme. But it's pretty cool. It feels like an original idea, so that bumps it up. Again, the blood and the kills were pretty good. The kills that you did see, um, and I think the name fits it just right. It's an hour and
Is
20 minutes. You get in, you get out, and it delivers on everything it wants to deliver. And for a comedy guy who he's known for directing and starring in it, I think he knocked it out of the park, man. I don't know. I wanted to give it more, but for some reason I'm just stuck at a 3 for now.
um I think the beginning part was kind of took a little while to get right into the movie. Um then there's certain areas like I really found very interesting. Um just throw on a scene. To me, I thought it was kind of a little bit. I mean, something hilarious about the moment that's like going down, but the first time when the killer he goes back into getting back into his rhythm, he goes into that he stops that car with the 3 teenagers, whatever, and then he's like, at the moment he's kind of hesitating if he wants to kill him or not,
Oh yeah,
and then it's just like, um, he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go over there. He opens the door and just the way he's like, just goes just stabbing
oh
away.
yeah. The first kill,
It's like, oh god, just kill the guy.
he does like he goes hard at it, and at first you're not ready for how fast and how hard he just starts stabbing the dude. So you kind of get like you kind of take a little takes you a second to think about it. Even though it's rated R, some random stuff is going to happen, or it's not even rated, so it's a hard R rating, but
It was a random
um,
act
yeah, it's violent for
of
sure. It's violent. Do you think it was too violent, or do you think it was just enough?
I think it was the Shutter expectations. I mean, there's worse films.
Oh yeah,
Hostel. We're
I need to rewatch Hostel. Man, I haven't seen that in a long time.
gonna watch Hostel and we're gonna review it.
Next week, you heard it right here.
I don't know if that's underrated though.
um,
uh, there's a song that Mitch Fuentes does called Hot. It's called Hostile, but it sounds like he's saying hostile. So I always in my head I'm playing it when he says, "I get hostile." I like and I replace the lyrics with, "I watch Hostel."
I watched Hostel.
Now here, like even next time you hear that song, it's not gonna be the same. But
Uh,
was there any like crazy like, come on man, like moments like in a movie like oh like damn.
Um, I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. I brought it up, but the opening credits, how it, I think Fuentes brought it up during the Hellraiser episode. The opening credits for this movie is different, and I really enjoyed like the neon lights, the glow, the music. Like you don't hardly get the opening credits anymore,
Oh
but they
yeah,
really.
that was for the collector actually.
Yeah, there you go, the collector. I knew it was one of those two movies, but yeah, I thought it was pretty fun to see the opening credits. Um,
It's a nice touch.
what did you think of the dog? That's really the first gruesome scene that you see because they go to the gas station and they see the weird, creepy guy, and then they have the dog. The girl is just taking a sketch of the
Or
dog.
just drawing the picture.
Yeah.
Well, they don't show what happens to the dog, right?
No, he's kind of just there in like a trap.
Okay, so it's right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of like, 'cause a lot of times I'll be looking down and I miss something. So
Oh yeah.
I'm glad that it's not one of them. Um, I I found it interesting because she tries to use an excuse like to draw like she's there drawing the dog like I no I don't want you to think I'm weird. I just like when I see something I need to draw it to forget about it or something like
Oh yeah, that's weird.
that. And then she also try to use it like as a to I don't know better herself like show that she's worth them or something like that. She wanted to be recognized for her work.
And they're
Uh,
pretty. They're like I guess they're pretty popular. The comic book series takes off pretty big, but Isa and Todd, I guess they're the two creators. Um, I don't know why I thought it was about podcasting. That's probably tough to think about because
well the
a few weeks ago I think I said it was about podcasters, but
I
they're
think when
actually writers.
we were watching the trailer, it was like
I
they
think I saw
were
the
in the
scene
the radio
at the
area.
radio. Yeah.
And now like going into Moyen because I think I had that pasted in my head. Like you said, it was about podcasting. I was like, all right, we're about to get to like wait, that's not the direction I'll go to. These guys are comic book writers. I'm like, oh, that's even cooler, I guess. I mean,
It was
uh,
different. Like they do their own horror graphic novel.
I'm not the biggest comic reader, but I mean, I do every once in a while I like to pick up comics, read. Um, but like a horror comic style, that those are usually the stuff that I'd be interested in diving into. Um, what was I going with that? I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought. Essentially, I
Um,
think I was just answering because you're talking about podcasts. And then it's like you find out it's not about podcasts.
yeah, like I said, it's only the second time I watched it, but I'm so fascinated though that Jay Baruchel wrote it and directed it. Like he sat down and wrote this screenplay. It's baffling to me, and you think about comedy stars or comedy actors doing stuff like that. Like Danny McBride is one of the dudes behind the new Halloween franchise, and I'm like, that's mind-boggling to me. That I'm not saying that they can't because they're obviously very talented people, but it's really interesting to sit down and see what they can physically and mentally do when it comes to mind putting it on paper and then seeing it on the screen. It's pretty cool.
I'm trying to think if there's any horror movies that Jay Baruchel actually comes out in. Nothing's
No,
popping in my head.
yeah, no. The only thing that I saw that he's directed was this, and then he did the Goon 2. Um, Other than that, yeah, there's no really horror movies that he's been in. This is the
I was just
first.
like,
He's been in like the How to Train Your Dragons. He had a
that's
small
pretty
part.
scary.
He had a small part in RoboCop from 2014. Um, he was in Cosmopolis with Robert Pattinson, David Lynch movie. So He was in The Sorcerer's Apprentice with one great Nick Cage.
Oh shit, another guy that's in
Underrated.
oh, I don't know about as an actor, but I mean, um, his movies you can find in Shutter,
Yeah,
like
he's
three
like
or
he's like
right
exclusive to Shutter. Yeah, he's like their star.
since yeah, I've been trying to get my Nicolas Cage collection going on here. Just show off for the camera.
There we go.
Uh,
Three great movies.
Prisoners, Willy's Wonderland, Color of Space. I just barely got that movie, and oh, I went backwards. Mandy.
Mandy's great. Which one of those are your favorite? If you could pick just one.
Actually, of the four stack I have here, I've only seen two of them so far. Was Willy's Wonderland, which I saw at the theaters. Prisoners, I just saw maybe a couple of days ago.
Willy's Wonderland is really good.
Mandy is probably gonna be the next one I tune into
I
and
could
record.
almost say, or yeah, I mean, you could almost say all of those are underrated. Nick Cage month. I'm just saying.
Of what March?
On both shows, every week should be a Nick Cage movie for the whole month of March.
Mary Cageman, stop it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Fuentes will be like, "What the hell did you guys get me into?"
we keep talking about the next movie, Actually, not even gone that far. I wasn't prepared actually.
It can be a surprise. We can just randomly
So
announce
hope
it on. Yeah, you can just
I'm saying
announce it.
hopefully by the end of our conversations, I actually come up with something. Watch not be underrated.
It's all right. Speaking of this movie, do you have a poster of what we're talking about today?
Right there.
That's good. Now that's a 4K that I would buy.
Um, this morning actually, I was like, oh man, I haven't put the picture together yet. I mean, it's not that much editing. I mean, you just copy and paste it, but still.
It's a good poster though, man. This is also the Blu-ray cover art. And what did you think of the get up, like the actual outfit of the killer? Of in the comic book, he's called Slasher Man.
Slasher man.
So what do you think? Did you think it was pretty cool that somebody that they took the idea and made somebody obsessed with the comics?
Uh, as far as the look, I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I mean, it works.
The
uh,
slicker, the coat kind of reminds me of I Know What You Did Last Summer,
yeah, it looks like that.
and then the welding hood. I mean, My Bloody Valentine is more like a gas mask, but I'm kind of getting some My Bloody Valentine vibes from the helmet,
they
from
they fused,
yeah.
or you can also. It's probably just way off, but just to make a silly comparison, I mean, it looks like an Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah,
No, man.
from the first one, yeah.
The first Iron Man.
Um,
Slasher. What was it Slasher Man?
I am
Yeah, I'm
Slasher
Slasher
Man.
Man.
Um,
Dun, dun, dun.
what did you think of the flashbacks? That's the only thing that I kind of had just a small issue of. Is this guy, the man played by Simon Northwood, was he actually a part of Todd's childhood? And did he really see the man kill his mom? Because you get that flashback, and that's the only thing. Like, I don't know if they're nightmares or if they were real flashbacks, and are those is that murder what caused him to write the comics? And was he really a part of Todd's younger life? That's the only thing that I kind of had a little.
What was that?
Yeah, I had to dwell on that a little bit because those flashbacks are the only thing that kind of confused me because I couldn't tell if they were real or if they were just dreams, and that's how. Because if you're a comic book guy, if you're a writer, 90% of the stuff that you write down that's good is caused by trauma from either childhood or nightmares or dreams. So I don't know if it really. I have to go back and rewatch, but I don't think it mentioned if they were real or not.
The actual events that went down.
Yeah, even in the final scene of but the dialogue where the man gets it, spoiler alert,
Oh,
he I don't even think the dialogue really reads what happened. He I mean, I know we're fast forwarding all the way to the end, but the man says that his work is done. He made his ending. So for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet, I highly recommend you guys go and watch it and then come back. But in the movie, you know, the killer is reenacting certain scenes from the comic book. So all this is going down, and Todd is writing the final novel of the comic book. He still has the final one to go, but he just doesn't know what the ending is going to be. So then the killer, is trying to create his own ending. So I don't know. It's a very interesting movie, a very interesting story, but I just couldn't get those flashbacks. Like, are they real or are they not real? What do you think?
I think. Well, I think they were real from his childhood, I guess. Um, I think that was throwing me off because I actually don't know. What's his name? Jesse, right? Or am I getting that name wrong?
No, Jesse Williams plays Todd. So yeah,
Jesse
you got
Williams.
his name right,
Okay.
Jesse.
I couldn't tell what race he was, and the kid they were showing, it was like, um,
Darker.
yeah. So I mean, I was like, I was like, is that him as a kid? Or I mean, I towards the end they kind of, I mean, it says that it's him. That's supposed to be him.
I think it was just because of the lighting, because the kid that they have playing young Todd he's a little light skinneder. Um, so they're both light skinned, but yeah, when it showed the the backstory, the young Todd did look a little darker. That's
Is it?
why. Yeah.
Um, as far as the killer, I mean, I thought, okay, I thought he was just like some random person, but apparently he's supposed to be what the comments are actually based off of. I don't know, he's like supposed to recreate things that he's already done, or maybe it was the first event that went down, the Christmas one. Huh.
Yeah, because you have he's not in any part. A lot of in a lot of the scenes they tease that it could be like a super fan, especially when they're at the panel and they're doing the autograph signing. You get the guy who comes up with the 18 wheeler that he
Oh
made.
man, I found it was pretty hilarious because I mean there's actually fans out there that are like that. Like,
Oh yeah,
I mean, like, Slasher Man is my life. Okay, it's like when you go into a convention, going up to Nick Castle saying Michael Myers is my life. If I were
um,
to do like a photo op with Nick Castle, I would say let's do the take a picture of us both drinking Dr. Pepper.
that's why you like Dr. Pepper.
I mean, that's not the reason, but it's kind of more reason why I like Dr. Pepper.
It was the drink on the set of Halloween in 1978.
It's the official like, sponsored by them. Nah, just happened to be there.
um,
How
what'd you
would
think of
you?
the?
Oh,
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask you about the traffic stop scene where
so,
the teen couple or the teens that died first were underneath that tarp, and the
oh
tarp
that.
kind of blows up, and you see the bodies under the tarp.
I mean, there's a little visual creep out moment. It kind of gets under your skin a little. I mean, like, oh man, imagine just passing by that, seeing that, and then the sheriff or whatever, she's like, move along, move along, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? She's just driving by so slow. On top, I don't know. Was it in real time or was it like slow mode?
It
Because
was
they
a
were
little,
driving,
yeah, it was a little slow mo because you got to see all their faces.
and then the top just kind of just slowly rises up. and like
Yeah,
it almost looked like it wasn't in the wind. It looked like people were like showing. I thought they're showing them. I was like, oh, I thought they recognized them because they're like the comic writers, whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe I wasn't supposed to be played out that way. It just the wind actually just blew off the tarp.
But yeah,
uh,
the bodies and the makeup were pretty cool.
yeah, I thought the hopefully as I could recreate it in real life. But just to say for a movie that was it's pretty sweet but creepy. I don't know. I don't want to come off as like a creeper. Like, oh yes, I like that.
No,
Um,
I think it's pretty cool. You gotta appreciate that kind of stuff, man.
the practical effects, man.
Yeah, the practical effects, and then just the whoever did create that scene. I know it's kind of sick and twisted, but I think it is pretty unique to have that kind of a death, not death scene, but like all the famous ones leave their mark and leave their bodies just laying and chilling everywhere, and that was a pretty unique way of leaving their victims, I guess. And they were guts hanging out, barbed wire wrapped together. You know, made you want to go barbecue or something.
Oh
No,
shit.
no,
So the thing I was gonna tell you before answering your question there, I was just gonna say I wasn't even anything important. It was more like how would you handle a fan at what like events or if you're doing at a booth like
and if somebody brought up like
um I don't know something random and they're just being weird about it, how would you handle that? You'd be like, oh, security, get them out of here.
I think you have to kind of first, if they're being a little weird, that's one thing, because somebody's probably, there probably are people out there who are just so obsessed that it comes off weird, but I think you have to handle it the right way. If you come off douchey and handle it the wrong way, that's going to make them want to be worse. I think you have to just handle it like in you're being honored kind of way. Like you really appreciate what they're doing. I've seen so many like movie stars or even wrestlers. Um, Fans will come up to them and say, "Oh my God, you're the greatest," and just start bawling in tears and acting really weird and getting like shakes and stuff. But the way a lot of the great ones like handle it, like just being real and saying, we appreciate you and you're the reason we do this. Like, though, that's the way you handle it. But and then there are some though who probably go up there and just completely weirdo ballpark it, and you know, yeah, I've heard some stories too about people being super weird. But I think at first, man, if they're just coming off as weird, you probably just have to watch how you handled it, or else the situation is going to get like 10 times worse. You have security come kick him out. It'd be like, oh, security, he fears me. That makes me want to get him even more. I don't know. What about you? What would you do?
Hmm. I mean, I would try to be professional, but if it does get out of hand, of course, I just got to it's like kindly stay your distance there.
Sweet chin music the fuck out of him.
It's Sweet Chin Music, Stone Cold Center, RKO out of nowhere, Spear. Any wrestling movies out there? Yeah, I mean, if professional doesn't work, then yeah, just escort them with this. Get security to escort the person out of there. I don't know. I feel like I'd be weirded out if it was ever in that position, which more than likely will not happen. But if I was, yes, I'm just
Yeah,
letting you know right now.
we will kick the shit out of you.
So he's gonna already kill me? Yes. Um, I thought that scene. I mean, it's the same scene also, but whenever he's about to walk out, he gets the knife. He gets stabbed by the knife, like just walking by it.
Oh yeah.
It's like what the hell? He's gonna get that knife sign or like I just and they don't even show like them getting that guy or anything like that. They just kind of just transition away from it.
And then a little after that, you get them waking up from the hotel, and you get Aurora's death, which is one of the
Oh,
yeah,
and the freaking her head.
yeah, she gets beheaded,
It was kind of like,
but she's one of them, right? She was one of the four that was in the car. She was technically wasn't she like Jay's girlfriend?
um, could be
Or
or just a friend.
she was a sketcher though, right?
She was a sketcher. Yeah. I was like that whole scenery, nighttime, like at a little motel area. Um, I like the whole scenery, the vibes. How that scene was playing out, it kind of made you think that the couple like in that bus area that they were gonna get it. But avoid that didn't go down. Instead, the girl, the sketcher, she's over like on the bench on the far end, and of course she's texting Jay Ezra, his character, and he's knocked out asleep. It's like I think course like message or like trying to call. No, this is a message. But of course he's knocked out. And she's there sketching, and then that's when Slasher Man comes out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere, and just grabs her.
They didn't really tease this at all, but did you think about it at all? If maybe this is like some fantasy booking shit, but if Jesse was the killer, Todd, the writer, because he's trying to come up with the ending so much. He wants the perfect ending
Mm,
for his comic. What if he was the one that ended up butchering everybody and killing his friends, and that was what he wanted to be the perfect ending? I kind of played around with this a little bit, and I'm like, that'd be pretty cool, but they never really teased it. I thought it'd been pretty cool if they would have teased it just a little bit.
I didn't know on how it would have ended. Damn
No, no,
it. Was that segment on the show now?
yeah.
No, I like actually like the idea. What's better than the official ending? I can tell you that much. Um, I would have made yeah, things more interesting. How do I end it? How do I end it? And then you find out this guy's just riding out. He's trying to play innocent, but he's of course not innocent. Um, I like how
Would
they
you?
try to get rid of their like comics and like that stores like all looks like it doesn't get no service at all whatsoever. Like
Oh
probably
yeah, the gas
like
station.
once every like 7 hours you get a new customer.
Nobody, nobody ever goes in that gas station. Even the beef
They're
jerky
like
expires.
they're like, look at this stand right here. This is the perfect spot. This is like it reminded me of like people who make mixtapes and want to get their name out there, so they just shove it in like a random CD stack. I was getting that out. But they just fill all their like that stand with all their comics. The guy's like, thanks, I guess.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Get the fuck out of my store."
I mean, okay, I guess I could take it. And of course, you get that guy popping in, like just walking in. You see his footsteps, and then he picks up the comic, looking through it. He doesn't really say much. He just, I guess, takes off with it.
I'll take a comic of that slasher guy killing the shit out of this woman and a big gulp.
A big gulp.
Yeah.
How much is this comic? Oh, I don't know. Just free ticket. I wonder how
Would
many issues they threw in there, though. I mean, there's,
for they had been doing it for a while. Like they had quite a few issues. I don't know. I would have just randomly gave it to somebody, like especially if they were making pretty good money off of it.
I don't know. Maybe they
Maybe
got
they got their gas for free that day.
got their guys for free. Or like we're comic book writers. What does that mean? um,
What'd you think of the like an hour in the movie? You had it sounded like Christmas music, the montage of the flashbacks. of his mom and Todd's mom, and it kind of sounded like Christmas music. But then you get her dying in the flashback. Did you like the? I think I asked you already about if you liked the flashbacks, or did you? Do you think they were kind of unnecessary?
Well, I think a few flashbacks could work, but I think it was kind of like a lot of flashbacks. Uh, there wasn't really that like some of it worked, but then a lot of times like okay, you're just overdoing it now.
Yeah, I mean, because it was only an hour and 20 minutes, so even with the ending credits, it's probably what like an hour and 15 minute movie. Um, do you have any pacing issues? Do you think it was just enough time, or do you wish it was longer?
Hmm. I mean, I think they got like what needed to happen within that time. Actually, I mean, it worked. I don't know what I would do for an extended time. Like if an extended cut were to be out there, I would just I wouldn't know what to fill that out with. I mean, I think it's still paced quite well. Even though, like I said, the beginning was kind of a trying to get into it from there, but uh, as soon as I'd say 20, I don't know. I wasn't even keeping track of the damn duration.
That's good then, because I mean that means you were having a decent time with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I found it hilarious. Jordana Brewster's her character. She's over like mentioning something like because she's trying to get interviews. Well, she interviews the gas station guy over there, and then she's trying to break up the news. Like supposed to be like big news, and then Todd Todd's like, uh, yeah, whatever. It's like his reaction wasn't like all very supportive. Like it has to do with my comic. And it's like, that's not everything's about your comic or whatever. It's like, get all just. I don't know.
which is true. I mean, you got to kind of have. I did like her perspective of it. Like, it can't be all about the comic. I mean, throwing an interview in there, and I don't know.
But it was like he was coming out like, well, no one cares about the the Vic. It's like, damn, he's savage. He's like, we need to shine the light on the killer in this comic. That's why people are tuning in. Which is true. I mean, a lot of times when you the horror the killer documentaries, whatever, it's always about the killer, and it's not really. I mean, you get mentions of the people, the victims, but it's just that a lot of times it's the killer that's being glorified, which
Yeah,
is it's quite disturbing. Yeah,
yeah, like yeah, that's true. Even in like movie theater shootings and school shootings, it's always the shooter who's being glorified and getting all the camera spots and the limelight. Nobody really talks about the victims.
I like that show. That's what they're trying to do there. Like she's like trying to shine light, actually make a book about the victims, whatever. But just seeing the scene go down is like, oh boy. Just the conversation that's going down right now. This is the argument. It's like this is the debate or we're going with.
uh, so it sounds like we both kind of had issues with the ending after they they're trying to figure out what happens next, and the family that's in front of them, the van stops him. He gets out a gun and just kills everybody. They don't show him killing a kid, but Todd's like, or Jay's like, oh shit, he just killed a kid, and then he tries to shoot them and they get away, but he blows out their back windshield. They wreck, and then he captures them. Todd's really the only one who gets away. Jay's character and Jordana Brewster get captured, and they both die.
Well, yeah,
Jordana
Jordan.
has a terrible death.
Yeah, but like in that crash, Jay just straight up dies.
Yeah.
I mean, he did just um like, oh, come on. If you're gonna kill him off, kill him off. I mean, he directed him away. He could make himself die in a better fashion, but it's like a crash, right? I mean, at least his girlfriend or whatever had a. It still sounds weird saying cooler death.
I
It's
think
like
that's probably. I think that's what he wanted. I think he was like, oh, I don't want to be the one who directs it, stars in it, and then has the best death in the movie.
he gives himself the best death.
Yeah,
Gives himself the lamest death.
he gives he gives himself the Triple H booking.
Um. Well, that family before, like, they're trying to warn him, like, oh, hey, he's coming, he's gonna come, coming for you, and they're like, oh, we're gonna call, police on you, or like, what, cops? It's like, what the fuck? We're trying to save you, and you're over here like,
It's the
it's
old
like
horror movie Behind You.
it was like at that moment, like, oh, you know what? Let Slash Man kill y'all. um, but Jay
So kind of
Barshaw's death, and I don't know, I'm still not really happy about that death. That was pretty cheap, but even like when they're in the back of the van, um, I like how they're like Todd and I'm already forgetting Jordana's character's name, but they're like, of course, they're laying down and they're talking to each other, and they're like, oh, what was just like just trying to accept the fact that this is it, and then Todd's like, nah, it's like don't say it, whatever.
oh
Well,
Kathy's her name. I'd forget
so
that name
Kathy.
too. Yeah, that's a weird name.
But while the whole situation's going down, like they're talking to each other, Jay's body's like in the middle of them, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if I was there, I'd just be like grossed out with the stench of the body that's right near me. Also, like
Just vomit,
just vomit.
continuously vomit.
I'm surprised like they didn't have like there was like no gagging or like reflexes going on there. It's like just like to show like, yeah, there's not a dead body here.
Oh, it's just Jay.
This is Jay. Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say I had a problem with the ending, probably from his death until the end. The ending for what the story was, and for what they kept trying to hype up Todd's ending, so that made you really want the ending of the movie to be pretty cool and pretty good. It ended up, to me, it just fell a little flat because the killer's like, oh, I'm done. I've killed who I needed to kill.
I'm done. Isn't
Yeah.
bother trying to kill. Well, I don't know. It's a weird respect. It's like I liked your art. That's the only reason why I let you live when you were like a kid or something like that. Because he drew a picture. I mean, I mean, I'm gonna be quickly honest. His art style is complete shit. That's the way. It's all just a kid's drawing. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna tell me that's the reason why you let him live. Like, oh, I saw it. You had it. You drew it. Picture.
You had potential.
You had potential. You saw potential in the kid.
I wanted to play a game.
You want to play a game. I want to play a game. But I mean, I guess he made made the right choice and got a comic written out of it. But yeah, when it comes to the ending, I mean, you find out he's the killer, of course, from the beginning of the story, whatever, the Christmas event that went down. I say Christmas event.
Yeah.
For all I know, it was like maybe like a week before that.
Could have been a Hanukkah event. I don't
Could
know.
have been Hanukkah.
Was there a tree there? Might have been a tree there.
Some of that. What about his mom's death? I mean, just goes, and then
That's classic death. Pretty cool.
she just kind of looks to the side, looks at Todd, and then slowly looks back, and then bam.
I guarantee you, she probably had a headache though when she looked at him for the last time.
Like, oh, man, I was kind of just imagining I don't know if I don't know why I think about it like at certain times. Like, what would that actually feel like? I don't want to know what that feels like, but just picturing it, like,
How the pain is like.
mm,
This is probably a pretty trippy conversation, but yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like when I see that happening on TV or a movie, I'm like, you don't imagine what that feels like, but you kind of like, I wonder what it feels like.
imagine like we go into the future and they have like this simulator or like uh, where you feel the movies. Would you be down for that or like no? It's just way too much. I don't want to be feeling the
It depends. Like
baby.
if it's super super expensive, I don't know. What do you think? Would you sign up for it?
No, that's like a yes no type of thing for me. I don't know. I mean, if we're doing like a movie about food and tasting the food, like Claudia One Chats Meatballs, sign me up. Horror movies are real iffy. It's like I don't want to feel no damn pain.
True.
What if you could feel the? I don't know why it popped into my head, but the Friday 13th remake, that sex scene. Oh my god, it was like 5 minutes or so.
It's pretty long.
That's what she said. No man. um,
Where were we going with this?
I don't know what's going with that. It's like the
Oh, it
feel
was the
on.
mom's death. The butcher axe through the head.
Was it an axe?
It was like a hatchet or something.
A hatchet? A bag?
A
um,
knife. It might have been a big butcher
mm,
knife.
something like that. For all I know, it was like a butter knife. So what? You gonna do a butter knife?
So yeah, I think this movie could have been like a four for me or 3.5. But after talking about the ending a little bit, I'll leave it at a three. But it honestly could have also been a 2.5. But I do say the story saves it. The kills are pretty cool and unique, and then the practical effects make up.
Yeah. As far as say how the whole ending goes down, he's like, "Oh, that's it. Uh, that's how I want to go out. It's like, kill me, do it, do it." It's like you won't do it. He's like, "Oh, you know what?" He has that. Is it a flashback or I think he just looks at Kathy's or it's Kathy. He looks at her body like, "Oh, yes, I'm gonna do it." Um, but he's like, "Oh, fuck your ending," and damn, I I think he should at least took off from the
Like,
house. I mean, I get
oh,
that it's his friends and his fiance or girlfriend just died. They're all dead, and then of course his mom died early on. But I don't know. I feel like he could at least left.
he could have been the next uh, slasher man.
Oh man, that's what the killer I guess wanted him to be.
You can be the next slasher man.
Here, you want an ending? Here you go. You kill me off. There's your ending. I feel like it was one of those. I take that back. But he's like, because he gets stabbed and then his neck just gets slit open. I don't know. I always think like I'm saying like maybe he like. So I didn't think you would actually go through with it. I was kind of just out that was me like a bluff.
Or after he slices his throat, he's like, I could do this more often. Who's next?
Who's next? He's Goldberg now. But
So what do you
man,
think? Would you revisit this, or would you talk any other viewers or listeners into watching this? Do you think it's
um,
worth the recommendation?
This is worth the recommendation. If you have Shutter, yeah, then you're just like scrolling through movies. Um, check this movie out. And also check out Nicolas Cage movies. I don't know why I throw it in there, but um, if you're a fan of Jordana Brewster, this is a cool movie. I never we add on to the list of horror. And then you see what Jay Baruchel is all about as far as directing, because I haven't seen anything else he's directed. Is that like it's not his debut, right?
No, I think his debut was like a short film, and then he did The Goon 2, which is a Sean William Scott movie. I didn't know that motherfucker was still making movies. um, so yeah, this is his first. This is his horror movie debut
Debut,
directing.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, and of course you got Simon. If you're a fan of Grey's Anatomy, then yeah, sure. I don't know, but I mean, besides the ending, I'd say it's a recommend. It's creepy. This could be a real life situation. I mean,
yeah,
some people actually like horror movies that are authentic.
this is true.
This was based on a true story. This is actually based on my story.
You're
I make horror comic stuff.
It's not a bad idea. It's a pretty good. Like I said, I thought the original script and the original story was pretty good. I was looking through some of the trivia stuff, and it was actually pretty interesting seeing all the different things that they do. So it wasn't a lot, but it was pretty full. It was pretty cool. Um,
But
so
yet,
yeah,
um, did you already give film facts, or I don't know?
no,
Is
I
there any
did
film
not.
facts?
There's a few. I'll read just a few. There's only three. This marks Jay Baruchel's second movie to direct. The Goon 2 was the first one, and then this one. Um, and then I guess this movie, the script dates back to 2011. Um, is when the original screenplay came to mind, still written by Jay Baruchel. Eminem was originally set to star in the movie.
What?
Yeah. Um, that'd be pretty funny. Oh, he just chopped her up like fucking moss spaghetti.
Once did it say anything about his character role play or?
No, I think he probably would have played Todd.
I could see it.
Yeah.
The look. Well, even Eminem's actually a big fan of horror, so
Yeah. So I think Jay Baruchel is always going to play that character, and then I think Eminem was set to play Jesse's character.
got
But
robbed.
they probably didn't have the budget.
Yeah.
That'd have been pretty cool though. And then Wade McNeil, guitarist in the band uh, Alexis on Fire, or Alex on Fire, and friend of Jay Baruchel, features in this film. It is his first ever acting role.
Hmm.
Wade McNeil. Let's see who he played as an active
Yeah,
guitarist.
acting hard. The clerk.
Gary Retson, yeah, the clerk. No,
No,
Gary.
podcaster,
I think
radio
so.
host.
Yeah, I think the radio host.
Like how that scene got all serious. He trying to he tried to bring up that moment with the about the little girl. He pulls up the picture. He's like, "This was my friend from like a childhood or something." He's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, yeah. It looks like he played the radio host.
Um,
And
that's kind of some
those are your facts.
fun facts. I know this is one of those was a thing that we kind of looked over, but what did you think about the they're using the as far as the code? It was like some of it was like Bible verses, and another one was like it would be like the comic the year it released or the what issue it was like when
Oh,
he
I
was
see.
doing the codes or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that was pretty unique. Um, Again, another small detail item that they put in there. Like, you would expect a movie like this probably not to be so detailed, but that's what I really liked about it. And that's to me another thing that saves it is they were really detailed, and it's not like they were just throwing shit together. Pretty cool.
Right. Um, to be continued. To be. This is not a movie on Tubi, but to be continued, man. I mean, had he not killed himself, that bad. I can see this movie being a if they really want to, they could make this into like a franchise type movie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you just that whole interaction, I mean, that kind of gives you the idea like anyone could just pick up that mantle and uh carry on the legacy of this character. I mean, anyway, it's like I think like you referenced like Scream, Ghostface. Essentially, anyone could take on that role. So I mean, but what I want to see this movie being continued, I mean, sure, why not? I can do it for another part two. Maybe make it to a part three, but
I think the only way that this could probably be a fun sequel is if like maybe it did traumatize Todd more to where maybe it was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing the victims and I'll just write it into a comic after I kill them, something like that. I don't know, but I thought it was a flat ending and it kind of ruined my chances on wanting to see more of it because Jay died, Jordana Brewster died. I don't know. I think those are some three strong characters. So
you know what? Usually with movies, you want to follow the main crew, but there are certain movies where like they just like all you need is that one little attachment to throw into the movie. Is then to do with the characters, just because even that the comic it could just be like
the comic
that's
could
what
be the one that right. Is that what you're trying to say?
pretty much you just throw in that comic and then like that person finds it and and let's say we do this movie like the person picking the comic like you're following them around like it's just through their like he's the main character even though he's not the protagonist, he's the antagonist. But I don't know, maybe I don't know how far the story would go with that, but I think that's something I would do maybe. Like you're
Almost, yeah, almost like that, like the Scream continuation. Like, oh, you know, I want to see this version of this comic book come to life.
and he's like just looking at the comic like, all right, let's do this. Because in this way you're just following around mainly I mean you do follow the slasher man a little bit because I mean for the kills, but it's mainly you're seeing through Todd's um yeah, I'd go with the killer. Uh should it would you continue it?
If it ended the exact same way it ended, I would not continue.
What in the sequel?
Yeah, we'll just leave it at a single
not
random act of violence.
not my sequel.
The sequel would be called More Random Acts of Violence.
More rice vibe.
So
Oh man. So next film trailer. Oh yeah. I think you know that, man.
maybe you can just do an Instagram announcement
Instagram
later this
announcement.
weekend. Yeah, shock everybody, including myself.
No, actually, there's two movies I had in my head. I just don't know which one I would choose. Um, let's see which one seems more interesting. Damn it, I'm in the spot. So I mean, essentially, the two choices I have, I can I can choose one for UHD and then use the other one for Friday the 14th.
There you go. Did you guys announce?
We haven't announced it yet.
No,
So this could be the breaking news, the double breaking news right here and us right now.
the double whammy.
So for this, I think I'm gonna go with the movie Pulse. Have you ever seen that movie?
Pulse.
There's the Japanese version, but then there's the American adaptation with Kristen Bell. Is that her name?
Kristen Bell. Yeah,
Sarah Marshall for the people that like who the fuck is that? um,
this is gonna be the next one for UHD.
for UHD, this is it. I think it's pretty underrated. I don't think maybe it's
It's on
probably
HBO Max.
is it?
It is.
I think I was scrolling through Tubi. I think I saw it on there. I mean, I own I own a Blu-ray copy of it.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. It's on HBO Max, and it's also free on IMDb TV.
IMDb TV. I didn't even know that was even a thing. I think
Yeah,
maybe I did. I just forgot about it. Um,
I'll share the poster right quick. There's not a trailer,
no trailer.
not on the IMDb
What about
for
YouTube?
for some reason.
They couldn't afford it. I mean, oh man,
But there you go.
Pulse.
Z Bounce.
It's
It's
like
pretty.
how the face.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy, man.
Um, you couldn't do a YouTube trailer.
YouTube trailer? I'm
Yeah,
sure we could.
yeah. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Okay, so I mean, while you're pulling that out, for the main show, Friday the 14th, I'm choosing this movie. It's probably not gonna be the best option, but just a movie I'm interested in seeing. So it is who's the actress? I'm already forgetting the actress. Um, okay, so I believe it's Jessica Alba. The Eye.
Ooh, the eye.
Have you seen that movie?
Never.
Um, I believe you can watch it on Pluto TV. I don't know where else, but as
If it's on Pluto, I think you can also find it on the Peacock.
the cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember because I was watching Pluto TV and then they had like these categorized channels where they just play movies all day. Um, and yeah, it was one of the movies, but it was on, but I didn't get to like watch it full on because I went to a party,
Oh, nice.
a birthday party with Franco.
Was there cake?
There was cake, but unfortunately I was too busy at the arcade, and Franco and I missed our opportunity.
Oh,
It was all
damn.
gone, and I cried a
Fuck.
bit.
What kind of birthday party is that?
I mean, there's pizza.
Oh, okay.
You know, the funny part about that is that I mean, of course, you know, when you go to parties, you can't grab too many slices. Yeah, I mean, I just grabbed two. So after that, after leaving the party back home, maybe like a few hours later, I went to Little Caesars, not sponsored by the way, and got myself a Batman calzone. What? So it's called, right?
Batman calzone. Yeah.
You tried it yet?
I have not tried it yet, but Little Caesars is giving us a 20, at least the one by the house right here locally is giving us a $25 gift card for the Batman giveaway. So you should go to your local Little Caesars, man, and talk them up. Be like, hey, do you want to sponsor your podcast?
Man,
Little $25 gift card.
Pizza
Whoever wants to
was
win that Batman giveaway.
it's pretty good. I mean, for limited time.
Hopefully, yeah. Was it good?
um,
It looks like it's all bread, to be honest with you.
the crust. I don't know what type of cheese they even use that crust. I don't remember.
Parmesan,
Something like I don't know.
the dust.
Some of it was like it was a little weird. But I mean, overall, I enjoy. I mean, freaking it's a lot of food. I was just eating by myself. Uh,
Did you watch Batman or anything Batman related when you were eating it?
no. Funny enough, so we mentioned seeing Prisoners of the Ghostland. That's actually the movie I watched when I'm watching that. Eating the pizza.
Nice, nice.
Just goes out the pizza. I mean, we're stalling, but um, I didn't get a poster. I know it's only like selective areas that you
You,
get posters.
you didn't get the poster?
No,
Man, I snagged like three of them when I was there.
I was gonna throw all their sodas on the floor and say,
Did
"Yo,
you ask?
fuck this." I even asked. I was expecting it. Like,
You want me to show you my poster?
you're gonna tease me. Say, let me show you my
Let me
poster.
see
You didn't
how
get
it
shit.
looks. No, I would have raised all kinds of hell.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man.
If it helps you feel any better, it's not a big poster.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just like a book cover. Yeah, motherfuckers. I'd email corporate authority.
I would throw that pizza portal thing that or they store the pizza when you just knock it over.
Yeah.
And the person behind me waiting for the food, like, what the fuck, man? There's a pizza.
Was it an inside restaurant? Like, can you go in there and use their bathroom?
It was a smaller one, but they do have a drive through.
I'd go in there and take a shit on their bathroom floor.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, you should. No posters. Biggest movie of the year so far, and they're doing like this whole Batman giveaway, and they're making a fucking pizza look like the Bat Signal. They don't know how many posters. What the fuck?
I've been seeing a lot of people's like I don't know the advertisement looks a little weird, but mine kind of looked like actually at least it looked like more like a bad signal.
Yeah,
All right.
motherfuckers.
Well, that was good. Amount of those Caesars thought. Right into the trailer, right?
Yeah, let's look at this trailer.
Trailer kind of it looks like people are trying to kill themselves. It kind of looks like the happening, but I mean that's not what this movie is. That's um
Oh dang, this
uh,
movie. Oh no, that's the 2001 version.
tells one the Japanese version.
Yeah, it got an Arrow Blu-ray release.
Arrow. Pulse. Plans coming soon. There's just so much happening in the trailer. I was like, what's going on?
Pulse, the next episode of UHD.
Mm. Yeah, I had to throw that one in there. Kristen Bell in a horror movie. Uh, I tried. I was like trying to think if she was in any other horror movies.
It's definitely underrated. I've never heard of it.
It's definitely underrated.
Hopefully it's it it kind of I know it's from '06, but it kind of has a Final Destination feel to it just from watching the trailer.
The early
Those early 2000s horror movies.
yeah, I have a guilty pleasure of mine of
How many times have you seen it? Like
this
it?
movie. Um, I, s- I feel like maybe 2 or 3 times, or not that many actually. I mean, I remember watching this movie at my one of my cousin's house. Oh, I don't know. I think they're in their room, and I was watching by myself. I think this was it was a movie that was rented, like from Redbox, something like that, maybe, or I just watched it by myself. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I remember seeing the trailers like back then, just like the part where the hand movements or the arms are popping out. Uh,
Have you told Fuentes that the next episode is the eye?
no, that's actually that was breaking news on the show right here.
Breaking
So
news.
he has to watch the random acts of violence first, and then watch his review, and then he'll be like, there you
Oh, so you're not even going to tell him what the movie is unless he watches this show.
go.
That's you should
Oh,
know. If he's like, "Hey, what's the next episode?" You're like, "Watch the show."
watch the show. That should be it.
Okay.
Nah, that's can't do that. I
No,
mean, if he's a real supporter, you would tune in.
it's gonna be a fun episode. Wednesday, March the 9th, we get to talk about the eye.
Yeah, with Jessica Alba. I mean, just from the parts I was watching, it was a little interesting. The
Should
eye,
be fun.
yeah. Hopefully, hopefully we're all good ratings.
Oh yeah.
um, but I mean that's pretty much the our show here. You wanna find us? You can find us on Instagram, uh,
Insta.
Insta. You can follow our page Friday the 14th podcast UHD. You can follow me at the 4K bad guy, and you can follow one on the at Cinema Movie Podcast. Um, yeah, I mean, I was typing this out. I just had it on the IG. I don't know if you want to edit it
Oh no, it's good.
later.
No, looks good. The Insta is where it's at.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because in all honesty, I kind of just dropped the Facebook. I don't know if I'm gonna come back to it.
Are you talking about the Friday the 14th
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook? Yeah. Yeah. Facebook is a little weird. For some reason, Instagram it's a lot easier. It's a lot faster for people to follow, like, talk. Facebook is getting a little bit like not downhill, but there's not a lot of interactions on Facebook, and I don't know why. But
I haven't been on Facebook as much as lately. I'm just mainly Instagram.
yeah,
Like I'll tune in, but then I just pop out.
yeah, same thing with the Insta's pretty fun. Twitter's popping. Twitter's always hot. But yeah, but unfortunately for me, like I'm trying to get Facebook back to my Instagram level, and the Batman giveaway is only on Facebook. So the Instagram and Twitter followers are not happy with me. They're like, "Evil dies tonight."
Evil Dies Tonight. I mean, you said that part. Kind of. Your recent episode was about well, 5 plus 5 films of 2021. I mean, I'm not gonna give away your list. If you want to hear his list, you tune into the episode. But just to say what my list was, because when you asked me that question, I knew it was coming. What my movies were gonna be, and at that moment I was like, 2021. What movies have I seen? What movies? A lot of my movies like I was like trying to watch mainly horror stuff. I mean, I know there like what Mortal Kombat came out the year,
Mhm.
King Godzilla, King Kong. I
Suicide
mean,
Squad.
I was watching a lot of the HBO Max stuff, but I was like, all right, I'm just gonna put together a horror list. Um, and quite honestly, I don't know if the order I have it was a full on my accurate order. I just kind of threw it all together.
Yeah, I kind of just read it out as it was. Um, no, you gave it to me 5 through 1. Yeah, you put the numbers
Yeah.
on there. Franco sent me his too.
Um, but my list was like I do believe number 5 was Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
that was a pretty fun experience at the movies, since it was like a selective theaters that were showing that.
I'm kind of jealous you got to see that in the theater. That would have been that was probably pretty awesome.
It was, I mean, it wasn't that many people, but it was cool though. Uh, number four was was it VHS
Yeah, VHS
94?
94.
That was a cool watch. I mean,
You'd be like everybody. I had a lot of podcasts. A lot of people send in their top fives that were just horror movies because they were horror podcasts. And Willy's Wonderland and VHS 94, and then your number three was like in a lot of people's top fives.
uh, no,
Candyman, yeah. Candyman was three for you.
three. Yeah. And then Last Night in Soho was second. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like that movie might not be for everyone. I think I think the vibes, and because I'm a fan of like movies like that.
I think it'd make for a fun conversation one day.
I mean, it wasn't full on horror. I mean, it had very few horror stuff, but it was just visually cool to look at. I mean, it was like because there's not really a lot of original movies being putting out nowadays. This was like I remember seeing trailers on TV, because I think I was watching like AEW or like something like that, and then that I was like, oh, is that a horror movie, or is that it's like Last Time? So,
Yeah.
but then of course I didn't see it, so like came out in 4K. I was like, all right, I mean, I'm impressed.
Yeah, same. I didn't catch it out in theaters either.
And my number one, it's not because it was like it was like the best movie I saw all year. It was just more like it was my most anticipated movie the whole year or whatever. And it's a little bit biased, because I'm a Halloween fanboy, but I just
Halloween
know,
was, yeah, go
yeah, I
for it.
just know it was gonna be somewhere on the list. I don't know.
Halloween was high on my list, man. That's what I tell everybody about these lists that we do. Like, if it may not be to other people like the best movie, but as long as it's like emotional and it's your favorite movie, like that's what it's about. That's all it's about. It's good. I liked it.
Yeah, that was my top five. Um, yeah. It was fun talking to you like always, one. I mean, this one is probably our record-breaking episode. I mean, nothing compared to what you're used to on your daily, well, not
We'll
really
do
daily,
it, man. Let's
but
go for another hour. No,
funny that you say that. I think before like maybe like 30 minutes ago, it's just I always get these random thoughts out of nowhere. It's like, what if we did like an episode, like a stream episode, like about the movie, and then did like an after party hangout instead of, I don't know. But I mean, we could just continue doing like maybe an end of the month talk, like how we do like our hangouts. But it's just an idea. What if we did like an after the after show?
an after show and talk about some more physical media.
Something like that, yeah. But of course, like not doing all in one stream because that might throw off the episode, whereas the movie review.
I get that. I know what you mean. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Um, but yeah, it's pretty much all I guess we have all for right now. There's plenty of sponsors thrown around. There was this episode had it all. Like I said, it's always a fun time talking with you. Catch us next
Same here,
time
man. Enjoyed it.
for Pulse 2006, Kristen Bell. That Batman poster, he's seizing me again. They're gonna go back to those Caesars and start knocking shit over.
That's what I'm
Get
excited about, man.
get banned.
Yeah. That's what I get to talk about next Monday. Batman.
I know you invited me, but I was like, oh damn,
You have to work.
I'm working.
Those motherfuckers. Give me their names. No, I'm just
But thanks for tuning in, watching us. Our folks always been a bad guy.